So, if you didn't hear the news already, I am a universe. And if you don't know what a universe is Pentagon's fandom name. Oh my goodness, guys. For the longest time, I was like, so, I don't know. For some reason, I hate to say this, but I was so against boy groups. I was like, I would never stand a boy group. I am never going to stand a boy group. And here I am standing Pentagon. And might I say, at the worst timing possible when Pentagon is having numerous rumors about them disbanding. And it makes me so upset to hear this, but I felt like I had to rant. So, I feel like some of you guys already know how I started standing Pentagon, but I'll explain the whole storyline. I know the title says, "Is Pentagon going to disband?" Ooh, but that was just like a somewhat clickbait title. But it's not clickbait because I'm going to talk about it later on. But let's just talk about my process for starting to liking Pentagon because I feel like it's somewhat interesting and I want to share that with you guys. But I one day happened to end up on a Pentagon video, and specifically, it was Yowon's ASMR video. I was like, I was bored, I think. I don't even know where I was. Maybe at home, maybe at school, but I was bored. And I clicked on this guy's video and I was like, wait, he's actually really good at ASMR and he's good looking. So I decided to watch all of his ASMR videos. And after that, I think I really just got into Pentagon, started re-listening to some of their music. To be honest, I don't really recall if I knew any of their music apart from Shine. Obviously, everyone knows Shine. But no, I started to listen to their songs. I started to add them to my playlist. I think the first day I started to listen to their music again or try to discover music from them was it was November something. And let's see, because I added it to my Spotify playlist. Okay, so that day was November 15th, and I really liked Feeling Like as well, so I started watching all their content again. And then my initial bias was obviously Yoan, because I loved his ASMR videos, and he was really good looking, and I loved his personality, because he just like screams like kindness. So yeah, he was my first bias, but then it changed to Shinwon because Shinwon is such a loud and funny personality, and he's just so likable. Like you click onto any video with his face on the thumbnail, and you just know that you're gonna have a good time for the next 5 minutes or whatever. And no, he's actually so good at communicating with his fans as well. Like I think he's the most, I don't know, responsible, reliable idol I've seen in the industry that does so much for their fans. And yeah, I don't know. I really appreciate Shinon for that, and because of that, I also listen to his radio every day. I literally wake up at 6 a.m. because that's the time when the radio airs, because it's 10 p.m. Korean time. So, not every day actually. Like today, I had my exam it was my final English exam. I never have to see English again until, obviously. I mean, I still have to see English, but I'm never going to take English as a course until I get to university, that is. But, I mean, the major that I'm taking specifically doesn't have an English course, but I still have to write essays. Okay, anyway, that's like totally unrelated. I've got my water because I know that I'm going to be talking a lot in this video. You know it's going to be a good video when I have my water prepared and all. Okay, anyway, hydration is important, guys. But yeah, and then my bias changed to Shinwon, and here it is now. Yeah, that's how it's going. My mom finally found out about my phone case. She was like, "Wait, who is that guy in your phone case?" Because she just thinks I only like Red Velvet, and obviously I still love Red Velvet. A lot of people are saying, "Oh my God, you don't like Red Velvet anymore?" No, that's not the thing, guys. Obviously, I still love Red Velvet, but I also still love Pentagon, and oh my goodness, the time that I joined to be a part of this fandom I think is so unideal because I literally did downloaded Twitter for this. I don't really like tweet or anything, but I do look at other tweets because I think they're interesting. And honestly, the environment there is so different to other fandoms on different social media platforms because people on Twitter are just like always complaining, and it's like sometimes there's really funny or cute posts that people post about, but otherwise it's just like, oh my God, guys, today I had the most and it goes on and on and on. It's not like the best energy out there, but still everyone's like mad or sad. Those are like the two energies on Twitter, and I don't know if I regret it or not, but that is the case. And it's crazy, guys. I'm actually like so down for Pentagon. It's crazy. And like I feel like I haven't been this obsessed with the K-pop idol, especially Shinwon. Honestly, I love Shinwon more than Pentagon itself. I'm not gonna be like lying here, but I'm not a solo stan at the same time because I don't only stan him. I obviously like the other members. Like just today, there was a new Pentagon, like the radio show, like that Shinwon owns and owns, not owns, does. And, you know, Jinho and Useok were in there. Oh yeah, and if you guys are universes, please let me know who your bias is and what your favorite song from them, title track and B-side. Because I love hearing about other people's opinions, and I feel like it's hard to find. I don't know, I feel like universes are quite obscure unless you're like purposely looking for, obviously, Pentagon fan accounts, but otherwise, it's really rare seeing any universes. So, yeah, let me know. I would love to bond over with you guys about Pentagon. And again, because the fandom's quite small compared to other fandoms, it's hard trying to come across anyone that even knows Pentagon apart from their song Shine, you know. I'll share mine. My favorite, it's hard because it always changes. But right now, I think it's I think feeling like I know a lot of people don't like it, but I feel like I feel like I always go and depend on it when I need something to listen to. I'm just like going through my playlist. I literally just have my Luvie Irene favorite songs playlist. You guys already know this, like my one playlist, but I made another one for Pentagon. So, oh no, or maybe Do or Not. Do or Not is a really, really good song. But for B side, I would probably say it's Baby I Love You right now. Yeah, just because it's like such a fun, cute song. And you guys know I'm all for that high energy vibe. And if you haven't listened to Pentagon, I really assure you that you're missing out. You obviously don't have to stand them, but their music is really great. And one thing that I really did not know about Pentagon is that they're under Cube. I mean, I knew that they were under Cube, but because they're under Cube, they're self-producing idols, which means that they make all of their songs by themselves, produce it, write it. I mean, not all of them, but most of them. And especially from the maybe like 2017 era and on, they've been writing like consistently. All of the members basically have been writing their songs, and I really love that for them. Like, I really didn't expect myself to like them this much. I thought it was just going to be like a 1 week phase and a move on, but no, I'm actually in the rabbit hole, and I'm glad I got to know them. But at the same time, I feel a lot of regret and shame for joining the fandom too late. I feel like I could have supported them so much more if I joined the fandom earlier and when they were a little bit more active. And I think that's a perfect segue to talk about Pentagon dewarding and not dying. Don't worry, I think they're all fine. But disbanding, that is the D word that no one wants to mention about their favorite K-pop group. But at the end of the day, it always happens. And I mean, excluding SM groups never really disband. Like FX, no one talks about them, yet they haven't officially disbanded or anything. Like, I don't think. I mean, apart from them, all of their SM groups are still alive, which is crazy, and I'm so thankful because I never really have to worry about Red Velvet disbanding. We all know SM's gonna milk out that Red Velvet money until they, I don't know, until they're like 50 years old, which is kind of what's happening for other groups as well. So we all know we're gonna have Red Velvet for a while now, but for Pentagon, it's really, really risky. And literally while I was volunteering, I was so bored because this girl that I was like teaching, she could not do her math. So I just sat there and wrote this video out because I wanted to talk about some different points. And this is like a whole video essay and all. And when I said Pentagon won't disband, period, it's not like affirming you that they won't if they do disband. Don't blame me for like saying, but you said they wouldn't. No. It's more like a question. Pentagon won't disband? I don't know. There's different factors that are kind of weighing down on this, and that makes the fandom and other fandoms kind of confused about whether they'll disband or not, because there's just so many different factors, guys, and this is so upsetting as a fan. And I know I like have no right to say this, especially when I've just joined the fandom a couple months ago, like 2 months or so, but still, I'm still a part of the fandom, and I'm so upset that all of these unfortunate events are happening to us. But here's the case. The first reason is because Hui is joining Boys Planet 999. And for the longest time, universes were in denial of this. And we're like, no, guys. Or some still are, which I'm very fascinated by. They're like, no, guys, he's going to be secretly like a judge. No, he's secretly going to be an MC. Hate to break it to you, and I would love him to be an MC or a judge or a position higher than a trainee. Gosh goodness, he literally produces most of Pentagon, like I think 85% of Pentagon songs, and it's crazy how hard he works and how much talent he has. Apart from producing, his vocals are crazy and out of this world. Dance, good, rap good. Still, like, it's just so upsetting that someone with that much talent has to go on these not reality, survival shows just because they haven't gotten their big break. And honestly, they have, but it's like kind of fallen down for sure. And honestly, at the same time, I kind of get his perspective too, because he's releasing all these bangers and trying his best, yet they're not getting the popularity that they thought they would. That's really upsetting. And I, again, wish I was there so that I could have supported them and promoted them a little bit better, but there's nothing I can do about that now. The best I can do is support them now, which is definitely what I'm doing. Okay, anyway, who is now on Boys Planet 999, and obviously this airs in February, so technically he's not yet. And, like, who knows? Maybe he could be a secret MC or a secret judge or whatnot, but I highly doubt that happening. And this group that's going to be produced through Boys Planet is apparently permanent. And if Hui makes it on there, which I think he does have a chance for sure, then what happens to Pentagon then, especially with one of their members gone? I doubt that they would continue as 8, or we don't even know if the other members are still joining. Anyway, it's a whole process. Let's just first talk about Hui. Yeah, if he ends up in that group, it's going to be a permanent group. It's not something like Kepler where it's only 2 years or so, because it's literally going to be permanent just like any other group. And it's really, really scary, because imagine him with this newbie group and not with Pentagon. That's such a scary thought, and I would never want to have that happening. So safe to say, I am not voting for Hui on Boys Planet 999. Why? Because he needs to be with Pentagon. And I feel like was one quote that he wrote on his profile where it's like 순위보다는 증명, and 순위 means rank, and 증명 means like proving people. And like his ultimate goal of joining Boys Planet 999, although it is not 100% clear if he wanted to go by himself or Cube sent him there, but he wanted to prove himself rather than getting a high rank, is what he wrote when the profile question was, what rank do you want to get out of Boys Planet 999? So because he wants to prove himself and almost promote Pentagon better, I don't think his ultimate goal is to end up in that group. Obviously, I'm gonna, watch his fan cams and all that, and they're gonna end up on my timeline or my feed either way. So, I'm kind of forced to watch them either way. But no, I don't think the ultimate happiness of anyone would be if he ends up in that group. And obviously, like, Hui just belongs in Pentagon, guys. I feel like if you don't know Pentagon well, you wouldn't really know about their relationship, but they've like always been like this very family-like bond, and still are, even though they're just separated right now and on a very long hiatus. Their last comeback was about 9 months or 10 months or so. So, yes, I feel like the only word to describe this whole situation is extremely upsetting, and I think that's the main factor that's causing people to wonder if Pentagon's going to disband or not. And when I first heard this news, I was literally, like, so sad. Like, I was only 1 month into standing Pentagon, yet I was, like, so impacted by it, and I literally made a rant TikTok about it, about how he should not be on that show, and a lot of people agreed with me, which is great and all, but, me ranting about that is not going to change anything. It's not going to create a Pentagon comeback, because ultimately all I wanted was a comeback, and I was sure that I was going to get it, because when Yoan uploaded that one ASMR video when I started standing the group and I discovered them, all the comments were like, oh my god, is a Pentagon comeback coming soon? Because whenever Yoan uploads a new ASMR video, it means that a comeback is coming soon. But at the same time, Shinwon went on live saying, there's a whole fiasco about that as well, but anyway, I'll explain that a little bit later. Shinwon was like, no, we're probably not going to have a Pentagon comeback anytime soon, but we can still release music, and that can still wait, which assures me, but at the same time, I still want a comeback, I would love to experience a comeback firsthand, at the time of standing, because I've never been through an era, right? Because I've only been standing for 2 months. So I would really love to experience a comeback. But anyway, it's not happening anytime soon, which is really, really sad, but what can I do about it, right? And the fiasco that I was talking about earlier is Jinho unfollowing Hui. So people were like, oh my god, is Jinho upset at the fact that Hui joined Boys Planet 999? Because it was around that time, I think about a couple of days later, that it was announced that Hui was going to be on Boys Planet, or maybe a couple of weeks. I don't exactly remember, but that was the case. And oh, why is my mom calling me? Sorry, my mom called me and asked if I wanted to have grapes. But no, we have to talk about Pentagon, guys, because that is what's priority here. Anyway, Oh yes, Jinho following Hui, and it turns out it was just like a typical fight. I mean, I feel like I love Pentagon because they're so honest about their relationship, and it's clear that they really, really do care about each other. Because otherwise, they wouldn't share that they had a fight if they didn't know that they were gonna make up. But anyway, they've made up now, and I mean, he followed him again, so we predict that. But Shinon said that it was just like because of a small fight, and it's just inconvenient timing, which leads us to think that it's not really about Hui joining Boys Planet. And that mess also kind of questioned the relationship of the members and led people to think that, oh my god, are they disbanding now? Do they hate each other? Like, oh my god. I feel like the K-pop fans, or just K-pop industry in general, we're really quick to jump to conclusions. But for me personally, just because I know that it's typically not the case, if you just jump to the conclusion, it's not going to be the reality, is what I've experienced a lot. So I no longer do that anymore. I feel like I don't I I don't mean to be like superior to others, but no, I I don't fall for rumors. Okay, let's just leave it at that. I don't know why I'm continuing. It only makes it look bad for myself, but yes, okay. The next reason I wrote was Yanan's 1 year hiatus. 1 year plus 1 year almost, because, he's been gone for a really long time now, and it's terrible because, he's been on many, many hiatuses before, but I feel like this long it hasn't been. I don't know. Maybe it's been like the around similar times of when he went on hiatuses, and this was for like various reasons as well. I feel like he just goes back to China every once in a while, which is totally okay. At one point he did go back to China because of his health, but I doubt that's the case right now, because otherwise I'm sure we would have some information about it. Oh my god, wait, I forgot to include one more thing that I meant to mention. Oh my goodness, yeah. Okay, I wrote it down just so I wouldn't forget. Anyway, his hiatus, oh my goodness. And the only active account that he really posts on, because he doesn't have an Instagram account, is Weibo, which is like a Chinese social media app. And he occasionally uploads photos. Actually, he uploads photos more than some other members. So let's just leave it at that, which is great and all, because it's not like we have absolutely zero contact with, Yanan and his like life now. But honestly, no universe knows what he's doing now, what his job is right now, nothing, because he just like uploads these very professional model like photos every once in a while and then goes back into hiatus. It's like very confusing, and I feel like that's the truth about members that go on hiatus. We never really know. And I feel like the reason why I'm so over this is because like I've never really experienced, I don't know, the hiatus of a member, except for maybe Luna and Hasu. But I feel like the reason was clear, and it was clear that she was just, trying to recover from her not trying to recover, but like trying to take a break, right? And it was very clear and sought out. But Yanan, he's in a different country. We don't really know why he's gone, and I mean, it's pretty clear that he's just gone because he wants to stay in China rather than Korea, but that's totally fine. It's just, it would be great if we knew the future of Pentagon. I feel like it's ultimately the bottom line of all of these causes. Okay, so that one's pretty self-explanatory as to why people are wondering Pentagon isn't going to have a comeback. We never really know if Yanan's going to come to Korea for a comeback or not, and that's the case. Like, it's a little bit different to Yuto, because Yuto often goes back to Japan, like Nagano, I think is where he's from, as well. But he doesn't go on like long driven out hiatuses, and he still lives with the members. And Yenan, because he's been gone for months now, like almost a year, he doesn't live with the in the dorms, obviously. Okay, so the next reason is because I think this was literally like a couple of days ago, like this longtime manager of Pentagon just quit, like the one that's been with them for, since their debut days. And a lot of people were like, oh my god, he's leaving too. Like, bro, what is happening? And all the universes are in a kind of crazy state of mind right now, but that's still fine. And apparently he is resigning earlier this month, or maybe later this month. I don't exactly recall, but this month for sure. And it's like, a little bit. I don't know, like pieces are falling apart is the best way I can word it, because if you spend that much time with someone, especially a manager that's going to be with you just as much as the members are, if not even more. It's kind of, like a piece that's gone from you, and I feel like a piece of Pentagon, which is definitely one of the help that they receive from others, managers, is gone. That makes it also crazy as well. But I mean, at the same time, a lot of managers resigned. Like me, I literally got my signed album, like my signed Red Velvet album, from a manager that used to manage Red Velvet, and now he does EXO. I don't really know about his current state right now. He did EXO up until like 2 years ago. But anyway, that's the case. And yeah, a lot of managers actually quit quite often because it's a really unhealthy job. Almost like, I don't know, I personally compare it to, no, actually, I'm not going to make the comparison because I feel like it's quite far-fetched. But anyway, they're the ones that have to drive around at like 3 a.m. And when the idols are getting rest, they can't because they probably have to be handling some other situation as well. And so, yeah, no, it's a difficult job. And I feel like that's a common reason. But at the same time, all of these various factors weighing into it is what makes. Hello? Oh, sorry, it's just my sister. Anyway, why are you here, Alyssa? You're exercising? Can you close my door?
Are you filming a podcast?
Okay, anyway, that's the bottom line of that. I feel like that one's pretty self-explanatory as well. And then the final reason, no, not the final. Why did I say final? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more reasons. Okay, so the next one, and I feel like this one is quite a crucial one, is that their contract is expiring. Oh, all K-pop idols go through a contract where it's like 7 years of being an idol. They either decide to renew it, some members decide to renew it, or they all leave the company. I don't know, but that's what's happening in 2023 because they debuted in 2016. So this would be their 7th year, and their contract would be probably expiring in October because that's when they debuted. But it's just like really, really upsetting because with contracts, expiring soon, fans have no choice but to predict that they might disband. And I feel like a lot of people said that for Red Velvet, but we all know SM doesn't disband groups. And also, Red Velvet still has a really long way to go, I feel like. They always come back with like new fresh songs and always act like they're newbies, but that's not the point of this video. I feel like it's just because I keep looking at Red here. But no, Pentagon, we really don't know what's going to go on with that because we all know Q trashes idols after a couple of years, and not the case with P2B though. P2B is going really, really strong, and they all renewed their contract. I think so. They renewed their contracts, I believe is the case. So that would be really, really great if Pentagon could follow in their footsteps and just maybe not stay in Q. There's been a trend of idols leaving a group, or not leaving the group, leaving the company as a group and then joining another company and then having a comeback, which I think is what Icon did with YG, which I think is amazing. First of all, I think that's something that really is powerful for fans, and they're like, oh my god, we hated YG, so now that you're going to another company, I can support you even more. That's crazy, but I feel like that's a very idealized sense of view, and obviously it's not going to work out the way we want it to perfectly. And especially with the case with Pentagon, where there's never really like a perfect OT9 that's happening all the time. Typically it's just like, I don't know, some members enlisted, some members gone, some members in hiatus. With all of that craziness, I don't think all 9 of them will renew. Obviously, that's like pretty far-fetched, but at the same time, I don't think all of them will join a new company. I feel like, specifically Yanan, I don't think he's gonna, continue to be a K-pop idol after his contract expires, but I don't know. I really hope it does work out the way we all want it to, but that's just life. It just doesn't go the way we want it to. Alrighty. Next, I don't know, because these are good newses. Anyway, next is Hongseok recovering, and I don't know if you guys don't know this, but he got taken out of military because he has, there's a specific word for it, but overarchingly just anxiety, and he left the military for that, and now he's like doing fine according to his mother, which is great and all, but at the same time we don't know if he's gonna be all right to join a comeback or if it's just gonna be like a short break kind of situation. We simply don't know. That seems to be the common case of these. It's all a mystery around here, and all this craziness just drives us crazy, but I do hope he's doing okay. And yeah, I feel like it's not a very common situation where your mental illness gets so bad to the point where you can, you know, you have the permission to leave military. Like, it's not just like simple, you know, I don't know, I don't want to say small mental illnesses, but like the level of severity has to be quite bad for the government to allow him to do that. But no, unfortunate events happening everywhere, and this list really just proves that I didn't know that there were these many reasons. I knew that there was going to be a couple, but the more I wrote, I was like, wait, there's also this, wait, there's also, okay, yeah. I know I sound like a fan that's been with them since like debut era, you know, I wish, but no, I'm really like, I think I've watched every video there's on the internet of Pentagon, and that's like 7 years of content. Oh my goodness. And Pentagon is literally still, I think they were top 8 or 9 of the most hardworking, or the idols with that many schedules. Like Shinwon was literally fourth on the list, which I think is crazy. And I think it's a little bit funny because, you know, there's a separate list for groups and a list for individual idols. And third place was Wendy. And the reason why they're like so high, both of them, is because they have radio schedules that go from Monday to Saturday. But anyway, it's funny how Wendy's third place, Shinon's fourth place. They're both my biases. Yeah. I think first place was Jinho from, or Hyuta? Hyuta from, Huta? I don't know his name. I don't know why he has a name either. Minhyuk. Let's just call him that. From B2B. And then second place was Boombyeol from Mamamoo. And yeah. Anyway, unrelated. But the next reason is Shinwon enlisting. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but this is definitely the case. Shinwon is kind of like known as the pillar of Pentagon. Like, I feel like a lot of universes have a common bias regard of Shinwon. Why? Because he's always a source of communication for universes. And I did mention this earlier, like literally without him, I don't think universes would be surviving at this day, because we literally don't get any other content except for Shinon's radio, Shinon's lives, and his attempts to always go on live and keep in touch with fans. I think that's really touching, and I don't know, he always used to do this even from debut era, and I think his consistency is really just, it amazes me to see how active he is even as like a 7 year group. And no, I really admire his efforts. And you know, V Live recently shut down as of 20, or I guess it shut off December 31st of 2022, and then he decided to do an Instagram live because he knew that we wouldn't get lives anywhere else, which is amazing. And they aren't added on Weverse yet. They said that they would be. I guess Cube hasn't really done it yet, but I don't know. Apparently Weverse is great, so I'm excited to see how that works. But at the same time, I'm really upset that V Live is over, because you know, V Live was like the commonality of K-pop. Every K-pop idol, no matter how huge or small, they all had V Live channels, and that's like something that's very exclusive to K-pop as well. You can't imagine, I don't know, Taylor Swift or Justin Bieber doing V Lives, right? But no, it was very like exclusive to K-pop, and it was almost like a whole community. But no, now it's gone, and I'm curious to see how this shifts for K-pop. Like, where will be the main source of communication for fans now? Instagram? Because, like, honestly, Instagram lives are not as interesting as V lives. Honestly, they provide the same concept at the end of the day, but still. Anyway, Shinwon enlisting, he is born in 1995, so he's like, I don't know how old that is, 27? Yeah. Anyway, he has to enlist. Bro has to go to military, which is so upsetting, because like when he's gone, what are universes going to depend on now? And you know, it's all terrible timing that I joined, because my bias is Shinon, and I happened to join at the time where he's got a list. Like, why couldn't I have joined the universe? I don't know, just all terrible timing. I guess lack of luck, but no. And apparently there's like a new rule where if you're like from 25 to 34 and you haven't enlisted in the military yet, you can't travel outside of Korea, which I think is crazy. And Shinwon hasn't gotten a break since like a really, really long time, or vacation days. So I don't know. All that to say, it's very upsetting for him, but at the same time, I think he's someone that I can definitely look up to. Like someone with that much effort and that much drive. Yeah. Okay. The last one is the reason that the one that I just added earlier, because I thought I would have forgotten it. But no, that one is Changgu literally being gone. Where's that man? And Changgu, if you don't know, that's Yoan, the guy I was talking about earlier about the ASMR video. And the reason why I started started Pentagon, started standing Pentagon in the first place. Like, he hasn't posted. I know this is like third world problem. No, first world problem. No, not third world. First world problems. But like, oh my goodness, he hasn't posted it in like a month, and he used to post quite consistently. So all the universes are like, is he kidnapped somewhere, or where is he? Is he on vacation secretly? I don't know. And it's all very confusing, least to say. So yeah, where is he? I don't know. This is the problem with having so many members yet so little schedules. Like, at the same time, like Shinwon was, I said that he was on radio and Jinho and Useok were the guests, and he purposely said that Kino isn't invited because he's doing another show on SBS, like as a joke, or sorry, not SBS, EBS, but he didn't mention Yoan whatsoever, so I'm just like really confused as to where he is. Perhaps he is on vacation. That would be great, but at the same time I'm like a little bit worried as well. So that's the case. But apparently, I don't know, I just read on Twitter, I don't know if this is like true or not. Apparently he just like goes on random vacations without even telling the members as well, which I think is quite difficult to not tell that because you're like living together. But anyway, that's the case. And there's other things that I want to talk about. Yeah, no other group literally still lives in dorms. That's been together for about 7 years. No other group does that. They all probably live separately or something else. But no, Pentagon still does that, and I really admire them for that. Literally, how many members have we have problems with? Hui, Yanan, Hongseok, Shinwon, Changgu. Five of the 9 members. Oh my goodness. And the only okay ones are like Yuto, because he's just like chilling. Useok's fine. Hui, oh no, Hui I already mentioned it. Wait, who are the other ones? This is the Jinho? No, I didn't mention Jinho. Oh my god. Wait. 5, 9, 4. Oh, Kino, yeah. Kino's always doing great. Man is like a ball of positivity in midst of all this chaos. He's like posting, the sorry I'm so cute challenge. The Japanese song. Kawaii Komeu? Something like that anyway. Yeah. While like every universe is going through troubled pasts. That is the case, guys. Oh my goodness. This was honestly a shorter video than I expected it to be. If you want me to do like a full video where I break down and analyze all of their songs, I'd love to do that. But honestly, I feel like not a lot of people know Pentagon, so maybe it wouldn't be interesting. I don't know. But if you want to see any videos, any content regarding Pentagon, please let me know. I love talking about that, as you can tell. Honestly, I don't think I would be able to talk about something for this long with so much passion. At the same time, though, I did have my exam today, and I'm a little bit burnt out. And as I'm analyzing all of these factors, and it's kind of making me stressed, so perhaps this is the end of this video. But conclusion. I love Pentagon, and I'm going to support them individually, as a group, everything. So do not worry, and I hope you do as well. And if you can, go download this app called MuBeat, M-U-Beat, and vote for Pentagon on there, because you can get free voting tickets, like 15 of them daily, and that's really nice. So definitely do that. And, oh sorry, Wendy just posted and I got distracted. Wow. This would be such a cute background, right? Like a phone background? Maybe a little bit chaotic. Personally, I don't like chaotic phone backgrounds. Right now, it's literally Shinwon. And then my background, my home screen? My lock screen is Pentagon. This is when they had their first win for Daisy. Yeah, okay. All cool. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.